Imagine building an AI that books appointments, follows up with leads, and pays for itself in like the first week. People overcomplicate everything, and AI is absolutely no different. I hear folks down these deep rabbit holes about whether they should work with like cold email or CRMs or whatever. Just forget all of that. Whether you're a beginner or a little further down the timeline and you're looking for something that applies to every service business, has a pretty low barrier to entry, and is directly tied to revenue, voice AI agents are something you should take a serious look at, right? Because it handles inbound calls, qualifies leads, books appointments, and it can even do outbound engagement if that's what you want to do. And I mean, it's got a really high probability that you're going to sell it because it's tangible and it makes people money really fast. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build one, right? The basic architecture, the tools, the best practices to get deployed fast. We're going to use Vapi today, but honestly, any of the other major platforms would do the job well. Like 11 Labs is great, Retail, they all do a really good job, and these principles are applicable. I just prefer Vapi. Also, if you're in my Skool community, I'll give you a speed run hack that gets you there about 80% faster. So with that, let's just jump in. Here we are on the Vapi homepage. I'm going to sign up for a brand new account with an email I've never used before, so we can all kind of start at the same place. Excellent. Here we are. We have created our brand new account, and this is the Vapi dashboard. You'll notice there's quite a few things and tools on the sidebar here. We're just going to ignore like 90% of that, right? The goal is to create a solution to one problem with clarity, direction. We don't want to go down a bunch of different rabbit holes, okay? So the ones we're going to focus on today: assistants, tools, right? And that's about it. So we go into the assistants, and they've got our friend Riley already sorted out here for us, just as an example of what the assistant looks like. The model is the LLM that's doing the thinking for our friend Riley here, okay? So you can pick from whatever. Just keep an eye on latency, because some models are a little smarter, but they take a little longer, which is suboptimal for our phone call agent, right? So since this is an agent that people are calling into, first message mode is us. We're going to make sure that the assistant speaks first, right? We're going to pick up the phone and greet whoever is calling us. It would be different if we were calling someone else, you know what I mean? We would make sure that the prospect was the first one to speak. And then the first message is variable here too, right? So you'd punch in your business and how you want the person to be greeted. In the demo here, it's Wellness Partners. So it's like, thank you for calling Wellness Partners. This is Riley, your scheduling assistant. How may I help you today, right? Pretty standard stuff. Sounds friendly. Our assistant prompt is the brain, right? It's the instructions and explicit information that we need to extract to book an appointment, Riley's voice, and just the overall procedure, as well as different tools she has access to, she or he, whatever, in the Vapi ecosystem. So if we keep scrolling down, you can give it a knowledge base. So select files, you can like add SOPs or policy documents, or, you know, things about when the business is open and that kind of thing. That can all go there. Over here, we can do the voice configuration now. I know this might seem like a lot, but it's pretty straightforward. So the thing I like about Vapi is they've got their base models, right? But you can also select from everyone else's. Like we've got OpenAI, Minimax, Azure, right? And 11 Labs. 11 Labs is my favorite. I have a couple voices that I prefer, but just if you go down to 11 Labs 2.5 Flash, really fast, and it seems a lot more natural. It's a really good voice. Now that we know kind of the structure of the assistant, we actually get to go in and start building now. And this is where a lot of folks go really wrong with this, is they see this structure, they see some templates, and then they think that they can sell this to everybody, right? It's really easy to get started. It's really difficult to build something that works well. And the difference between a good voice agent and just any voice agent is the personalization and the specificity of what we're doing here. I've done a lot of the legwork, and I built out a custom GPT for us to go through, and it conducts an interview on our ICP, right? Ideally, we have somebody in mind that we're selling this to, like a friend, or we've, you know, been in industry for a long time. We've conducted interviews, and we know exactly what this is going to do. With that information, we can go through this custom GPT. It's going to get us our system prompts and an importable JSON workflow for Vapi that I'll show you in just a minute. So this is going to go through and ask us a bunch of questions to get to the bottom of that, right? So who is your ICP? You can be rough. Let's talk to this thing and see what's up. Great. Okay, so it's still going. Phase 1, strategic anchors, core job of the agent. What are we doing? We can even list what's up. Okay, so we're going to go 1 and lead intake. Yep. Appointment setting. Yep. Listing. Yep. We're not going to do follow-ups. We'll leave that to the agent. Maybe we'll do a reminder agent later. Okay, metric for success. What's a good call? This is a good thing that we definitely need to qualify. For your business, for your realtor client, what matters most? Number of appointments. Absolutely. Lead capture, yeah. Live transfer, not so much. speed. Yes. Excellent. Great. Now it's going to build out our thing. So this does take a couple minutes. So I do encourage you to like pop open the thought bubble, like its actions that it's taking, because it is thinking, and I promise you it's not stuck. Okay, great. So it's done. What we're going to do is we can now just copy this system prompt and put it in here, which it did right there. Lovely. I've changed the first message just to match this fictional real estate company that we're doing. So another fun thing that my GPT does is it generates workflows that you can just copy and paste into Vapi, and I'll show you what I mean here. It's definitely worth checking out. So you can create a new template for like the workflow. It's just essentially how it sounds. It's how the call goes. If the client says this, we're going to go down this path, yada, yada, yada. But you can actually upload the JSON from the GPT. Just copy it to a file in your notepad or whatever. This validating nodes configuration, it's essentially, we just have to build the tools that this agent wants to call down the certain path. So we set that up in the actual builder. This is a different video though, right? Click create workflow. It's going to spin it up. Spin it up. Cool. And we've got it. So that was, like I said, bit of a tangent. Let's bounce back into assistants. Love it. We've got our assistant sorted out, voice picked out, behavior, system prompt, all that's running. Now we need to actually give it access to tools, right? Because when people call in, we want to give her the ability to actually book appointments or transfer calls or whatever. That's fairly straightforward. We go to the tab that says tools on the left, and you'll see here they've got integrations with Google Calendar, Go High Level, Sheets, some cool stuff under the hood internally. We're just going to go with Calendar for now. And how we get that set up is we go into integrations under the three dots, more, just integrations, and then we just sign in with Google. They got a bunch here. So if you want to get your API key from 11 Labs or whatever, your API keys, so that it bills those accounts, because Vapi marks it up. Yeah, they make a little bit of a profit on whatever. So if you wanted to use your open router key for the different voices or models, then you'd save a bit of money. But either way, we're going to sign in with Google. Boop, right there. And it's simply just signing into your account, right? Connect, finish, easy peasy. Just a standard authentication screen. Now we have our calendar connected and we can make the tools. Create tool. Let's do, first we want to make sure we're available. Call this tool to check availability when scheduling appointments. Great. And we're going to make sure our time zone is correct. I already got it here, Vancouver, because I'm on the West Coast, North America. Let's save this tool and let's make the other tool so we can actually book the appointments, create events. Great. So what are we doing here? Create calendar events once availability is agreed upon between the agent and prospect. Going to make sure we're still in the same time zone. We're going to save this and copy this. Now we're going to go back to our assistant and just tell her where these tools are and what they do. So we'll scroll down to the tools part, tools and integrations, call the, where are you? That one there, to check availability before scheduling appointments. Great. Use the calendar tool, Google Calendar tool, to create calendar event. Use a calendar tool to create events and appointments. Let's publish this. Boop. Make sure it's saved. Always, always, always save. We're just going to give our assistant access to the tool. So go down to the tools header, select the tools, boop, and then we're going to publish that. Make sure the assistant actually has those things set up. Right. And in practice, there would be, other tools like checklisting and whatever, but we're just going to stick with these for the time being and test these out, making sure that they can make this call.
Thank you for calling Alamo Realty. This is Riley, the agent's automated assistant. How may I help you today?
Hi, I'd like to book a consultation to get some information on 123 Main Street.
I'd be happy to help you with that. First, could I have your name, please?
Yeah, my name's Eric.
Thank you, Eric. Could you please provide your phone number?
123-456-7890.
Thank you for your phone number, Eric. Now, could you please provide your email address?
Eric@easymachineai.com.
Got it, Eric. Now, can you tell me the area you are interested in? Are you looking for an in-person, phone, or Zoom appointment?
Let's do an appointment by phone, please.
Great choice. What time frame are you looking at for your appointment? Do you have a specific day and time? Let me check the availability for tomorrow morning. Could you please tell me a specific time range, like 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.?
Sure. 9 to 11 tomorrow. Sounds great.
I found
Checking
availability
calendar.
tomorrow morning between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. What specific time would you like to schedule your phone appointment?
Let's book for tomorrow at 9:30.
Your phone consultation for 123 Main Street is scheduled for tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. You'll receive a confirmation shortly. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
Nope, not today, Riley. Thank you.
If you need anything else in the future, feel free to reach out. Have a great day.
You too. Bye. Okay, cool. So I don't love the Vapi voices. You'll see me fiddling with this just a bit ago. Like I said, the 11 Labs ones are a little bit more conversational. So we'll just go Mark was the one that I found that I kind of like using. And we'll go 2.5 Flash. Let's publish this. Personal preference. Savannah sounded fine, but we'll just see how this guy sounds.
Thank you for calling Alamo Realty. This is Riley, the agent's automated assistant. How may I help you today?
Okay, so we're humming along. We've got our Google Calendar set up. We can check availability. We can book appointments. That's great, but it only works for our Google account, right? If we're doing this for someone else, they're not going to log in to Vapi. So we'll have to call different functions outside of the Vapi ecosystem. And that is done in a couple different ways. We go back over to the Tools tab right there, and then you'll see that they've got a bunch of different things that you can do here under the tool section, right? You could connect directly to an API endpoint. You can send a text, transfer call. These are all very, very useful. Or you can do a custom tool call and connect to platforms like make.com or N8N, which is what we're going to do today so that you get the feel for it. And we're just going to replicate these two tools that we did earlier. Okay, so we're going to go and check availability. We're just going to describe it the same way that we did the last one. Call this tool to check availability before booking an appointment or creating an event. There we go. And now we need somewhere to send it, right? This is our URL that we're going to transfer information to and from, and that's where we jump over to N8N. I've got a template that I tend to use just to start all of these things, right? So I'll work with this and show you what's happening under the hood. We start with a webhook trigger, and this is the URL, essentially. It's hooking the information from Vapi that gets sent. To configure this, the path is essentially just the name of it. So we'd go, let's go Alamo voice agent. Okay, authentication none. Respond to webhook is how you usually do it. So it's the catch event and then it sends something else at the end once the workflow is done. But for testing purposes, I'm just going to go immediately. And then the other thing we need to add is response headers. Let's go content hyphen type. And that's going to be application/JSON. Excellent. Copy this URL and listen for test event. And we'll punch this in here. Boop, like that. Okay, so we've got that set up. We need to actually define what it is we're sending over to our agent, right? So let's go requested time. Oop, no space. Don't do that. Requested time, and it's going to be the date and time to check for availability. Excellent. Apply. Now I like to add a header here too. This is not necessarily, but let's just do it. Tool name, value, check availability. See, I've done this before. Let's go save. Make sure we are waiting for an event. Beep. And test. Send request. 200. 200 means good. Means it went through. We've got this here. Let's move on to the next one. Custom tool. Create event. Lovely. Describe. Let's make sure we copy this URL back over again. Boop. Just like that. And the parameters is appointment time. The agreed upon time for the appointment or calendar event. Let's save this and test this guy too. Make sure we're good. Test, send body, 200. Working. Okay, great. So from here, we are going to give these tools to our assistant, right? Let's go and just replace the Google Calendar with the create event and check availability. So I'm going to go over here and do that right here. Tools and integrations must call the check availability tool. There we go. And use the create event tool. Great. And now we go and update our tools to get rid of these two and give them these two instead. We'll go publish. So it's all saved. So I'm going to go and execute workflow event just so that it's waiting for our trigger. And we'll talk to the assistant.
Thank you for calling Alamo Realty. This is Riley, the agent's automated assistant.
See, I like this voice.
How may I help you today?
Anyway, hi, I'd like to see if you're available for a consultation tomorrow regarding 123 Main Street.
I'd be happy to help you with that. Could you please provide me with your name, phone number, and email address? Also, what time frame are you looking to schedule the consultation?
Sure thing. My name is Eric. My phone number is 123-456-7890. Email is eric@easymachine.ai. And anytime tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Eric. Just to confirm, you'd like to schedule a consultation for tomorrow morning regarding 123 Main Street. Let me check the availability for that time. One moment, please. It seems there are no available
Awesome.
slots for tomorrow morning.
See,
Would you like to try a different time or perhaps...
Great. So we don't actually
It looks like there are no available...
need this to continue anymore. Now we've got our information that we need in our N8N template. Now we've got all the information we need from Vapi to map the rest of this workflow, right? I'll show you what I mean. This is what Vapi sent over, and it's a bunch of information. It's so much, hieroglyphics, but what we need is all in there, and we can just filter that out. So my logic, the way I like to do it is there's the end of call summary and then like everything else, and we can just filter out the different tool calls from there. So that's what this looks like here. We're just looking for message type, so you can close out headers, message, right? Body message, this is what we're looking at, okay? So the type is tool calls in our case. That doesn't match this, so it's going to go down to the alternative path. How you would do this under the hood if you wanted to change it up or whatever, you would go add routing rule. We would go message type, drag this over here to value 1, and then whatever the type is, right? So in our case right now, this one is tool calls, right? This will match perfectly. We'll rename it to tool calls, and then we'll see in our N8N map, this has its own path now, right? Tool calls. That's not how I want to work for my purpose right now. But if you did want to, get a little more granular and funnel these out in different directions, that's how you do it. So for our purposes, this goes down into the fallback where it has the switch node here. And this is where I break it down into what tool it is. Okay. So as we can see here, the header I sent for tool name makes it just a little easier to find, but you've got all your stuff down here in the message body as well. So this one is the check availability tool. So I'm just going to take this, boop, and fire this over here, boop, and make sure that the name, right? Body, message, tool call, name, bang, right? Function name, check availability. This matches. Let's change the output to the same thing. And now we've got this, here I'll pin it and show you what's up, this on our check availability path, right? One item here. So let's say we want to just do the same thing. Let's say calendar, oops, I'm typing into the wrong thing. Calendar, Google Calendar, love it. So we'll go get availability in calendar. I'm just gonna make sure I've got the right calendar. Let's just test this. Do we have availability? Available, true. Right? Because it's looking for availability between now and 1 hour from now. So we're going to get the requested time from our message body and we're going to plug that in over here, right? So let's go with requested time, right? There we go. Execute step. Because the requested time is between this/this, it's giving us 2 dates at the same time at the start and end. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a code node right here, code. Boop. And we're going to use our friend ChatGPT to help us parse this out, right? So I'm just going to take this part, go to ChatGPT, and help us create the code node we need just by describing what it is we need. I need to parse the requested time in the following JSON into the first and last, separated by a / output variables being start and end. It is formatted as follows, and we'll just go give it more so we know what we're actually talking about. Here's the variable I'm talking about. Requested time, right? Let's go and just tell it what we actually want. Start, copy this, boop, end, and copy the last part. This is what we want. Copy, paste, boop. Generate an N8N code node that would do that. Sure, good enough. Thanks a lot, ChatGPT. Great, so we copy this, we move over here, output. Great, now we got the start, end, and we can move this into our calendar node so it knows when we're looking for. And I'm gonna go like this, drag it over, fantastic, that's the start. Go like this, drag it over, excellent, that's the end. And let's check it out and see what we've got. Available, true, we are available. Okay, great. So now we go and we add the respond to webhook node, and this is going to send information back from that original request to our Vapi endpoint. Bop. Like this, first incoming item, that is perfect. And then we make sure we change this back to using respond webhook node. Great. So anytime this tool gets called, it's going to parse that input, making sure we have the start and end date that we're looking between. We've got availability. It's going to send that response back saying we do have availability, and then we're going to go from there. So the next thing we would do is like obviously add a different calendar node to like create the booking based on that information. I'm not going to go too deep into the N8N side of things. This is another part, but I mean, it is just this simple. So the last part that we're going to go with is the end of call report, like the summary, like what happened. This is really important for tracking, for putting things in your CRM, for seeing what people are asking about, that kind of thing, right? So it's the same webhook endpoint. We're just going to connect a different thing to our agent, right? Thing is, of course, the technical term. So if we want the summary, once the call is all done, we're going to go up here to the analysis tab, right? So the system prompt for the end of the call is fine. That's what this is right here. You're an expert note taker. You'll be given a transcript of a call, summarized in 2 to 3 sentences if applicable. That's just fine, right? We just need to tell the agent what it is that we actually want to send. Okay, so please send the name of the property they were interested in, the prospect's name, phone number, address, appointment type, and time it was scheduled for. There you go. That's important. So now we're getting all this stuff. Let's just punch this in with the actual fields like we were talking about. So property, since it's our agent, we'll add a description. The property our prospect was interested in. Just as easy as that. The agent is going to figure out what's up from here. So we just add each of these variables one by one and so forth, right? Okay, great. So yeah, and so forth, right? So property, prospect name, phone number, email address, appointment type, booking time, right? And now we need to send this to the same webhook. Messaging. There it is. Found it. Server URL right there. Bang. Okay. Now we don't need anything else. We just need to make sure that we publish this and start another call. Okay. So just making sure now we end the call. It's going to send this over here. End of call report. There it is. Okay, so now we've got this information. It's going to go down the end of call report path. We're just going to add whatever it is we want. This is really important to keep track of, right? Talk about what it is that happened, maybe do call logs. You do get the transcript here too, so you can do some like forensics on what the agent's talking about, what people are calling about, and you can log that to Sheets or whatever you want. Punch it into your CRM like HubSpot or whatever you need. The last part is how do you actually connect it to your phone? And when I was first starting out, this was a really huge bit of confusion for me anyways, right? Like, because there's a lot of information about how you set it up online and with trunking and Twilio, and oh my God, it's another crazy rabbit hole. But honestly, all you have to do is just go in to get your phone number free from Vapi, or you can import it from Twilio or whatever. And then you honestly just use your conditional forwarding from whatever your telephone provider is to start at least, right? We'll just select our assistant. We got Riley, and now we can save it. Bang. Now it's connected. All we have to do is call our phone provider and have it forward to this phone number, and we're good to go. There you have it. I hope you took something away from this. This is an awesome project to get started with, not just learning AI, but providing actual value for people while you do it, and in turn earning some money while you get started in the industry. If you want the custom GPT with the system prompting and JSON workflows, that's all available in my Skool community. The link is available in the description, templates and all that stuff. But we're not just a template club. We're a community of people that are engaged, right? We help each other out. We're all trying to find the straightest line path to make this a real viable income option and freedom for the lot of us. So I encourage you to check it out. I cannot wait to see what you build with this new information. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.